Good morning and welcome to the Forex Daily Update, brought to you by Pepperstone on Wednesday the 12th of December 2018. I'm Darren Sinden, and you can follow me throughout the day on Twitter by using @ds_Pepperstone. Right, let's take a look at those overnight changes and price moves to be aware of. A relatively quiet session as far as major moves were concerned on the global foreign exchanges, but still some talking points to draw your attention to. Let's start with cable, trading just above 125, the British pound now against the US dollar, but bear in mind that it has been to 20-month lows in the last 24 hours. So we may have regained some composure, but there's still a lot of concern about exactly what's happening to the pound and, more importantly, to the Brexit process here in the UK. In terms of other movers of note, the Chinese yuan making gains of 0.28% against the US dollar, and we'll look at some of the reasons for that momentarily. The Indian rupee also finding some composure, up by around 0.31% against the US dollar after a dodgy start to the week, I think we can call it that. Dollar index for its part trading at 97.39, so once again above that key round number and trying to remain so, but actually unchanged overnight, as you can see from the chart here. Okay, well, let's move on to take a look at the calendar, what's on the calendar today and the events that may move the markets. A busier calendar, though not too much in the way of high impact data per se. First of all then, at 10 AM this morning we should have industrial production data out of the Eurozone for October. That will be both on a month-on-month and year-on-year basis. Then at 12 o'clock we cross the Atlantic for MBA mortgage applications for the week of December 7th. And at 13:30 GMT, we stay stateside for a raft of consumer price index data out of the USA, both X and inclusive of food and energy, and data coming out on a month-on-month and year-on-year basis as well. At 13:30 also, we shall have capacity utilisation data for Q3 out of Canada. And then at 1500, Theresa May is not the only person making meetings in Europe today. The EU's Jean-Claude Juncker will meet Italian Premier Conte to discuss the Italian budget, and of course in light of recent developments in France, that takes on a whole new set of ramifications, that meeting. At 15:30 we shall have EIA crude oil stocks change for the week of December the 7th. There'll also be the small matter of a 10-year Treasury note auction in the USA. And then at 1900 tonight we'll see the release of the monthly budget statement from the US for the month of November, a chance to look at the state of the finances of the US government, of course. And then at 21:45 we'll have food price index data from New Zealand for the month of November, and to round off proceedings at 23:50, foreign investment in Japanese stocks and bonds for the week of December 7th. Okay, well, let's move on to breaking news and comment that's caught my eye overnight. And first of all, Theresa May is due to meet with Donald Tusk, the President of the EU Council, today, as she looks for a solution to her Brexit impasse. Meanwhile, India has appointed Shaktikanta Das, a former Secretary of Economic Affairs, as the new Governor of the Reserve Bank of India, and hence the rise in the Indian rupee. Meng Wanzhou, Huawei's CFO, who's of course detained in Canada, has made bail. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has suggested that he would swap the executive for a trade deal with China. And the Australian Consumer Confidence Index has moved modestly higher in December, registering its fourth month of gains this year. Okay, food for thought then, something to take away with you into the trading day and beyond, and why not think about this? More than half of the world's population now has access to the internet, new estimates from the United Nations show. 96% of the global population also live within the range of a mobile network. The biggest growth has come from Africa, where just over 9% of households now have direct access to the internet, up from just 3.6% in 2005. The charts here show the growth and use of the internet across various parts of the world. Obviously Africa still lagging behind, but I think that tripling of access is impressive, and the growth rates here shown on the bottom chart suggest that that trend isn't going to stop anytime soon. Cost is still an issue, of course, in Africa, but changes afoot, and I think the fact that we're over 51% now of the world's population with global access is a very positive fact indeed. Okay, please take a moment to read this risk warning. Trading CFDs and foreign exchange on margin can be a risky business. If you're in any doubt about those risks or the suitability of leverage products for you, then please do contact your Pepperstone account representative, and do take the moment please to read this risk warning thoroughly. Thank you for your time.